Welcome to the quietest ones in the room with your host, Trey. I gotta say it, just the mere fact that you have clicked onto this video and you are listening to the sound of my voice, you by far are the most intelligent people on the face of the planet. So once again, thank you for joining me. Oh, here in the state of North Carolina, we got some great weather today. Got me in good spirits. I hope wherever you are, you've been enjoying your day with some beautiful weather. Nonetheless, we need to get into it, guys. We need to talk about the clown of the day. Yes, the clown of the day is no other than D.L. Hughley. You may know him, you may not know him. If you do not know who D.L. Hughley is, D.L. Hughley is a comedian. And I'll be honest, D.L. Hughley, I've watched his stand-ups before, and I've found them to be enjoyable. I think D.L. Hughley is a funny individual at times. And I think also at times he's extremely purposefully and interestingly and obviously delusional. And so D.L. Hughley is one of those individuals, just like I talked about with some individuals I've done Clown of the Day of on the past, where he is beholden to his party, which is clearly the Democratic Party, and he follows suit. Now, he may say he's progressive, he's libertarian, he may come up with many different excuses, but every single time I've seen anything controversial regarding D.L. Hughley, he often aligns with the left. And so it came out recently that D.L. Hughley made mention that if you are Black, you can't be MAGA. And I saw this on TMZ, TMZ being the devil's house, let's be honest. And if I could go back, I probably would have done the little piece I did on TMZ back in the day. I wish I could take that back. But I say that to say what TMZ does a great job of is putting people in positions to get a soundbite. And D.L. Hughley is no rookie to the game. He obviously knows what he's there to do when TMZ makes the call to him to ask him questions like they asked him recently. And as I mentioned, he says, if you're Black, you can't be MAGA. Now, this is on the backdrop of what Don Lemon said regarding Blacks and MAGA and conservatives, Republicans, MAGA in general. Don Lemon had some things to say recently. And now D.L. Hughley is joining the party. No pun intended. So the point being that D.L. Hughley said just enough that TMZ took it and made it a headline on their platform to stir up some conversation. Now, the reason, again, D.L. Hughley is Clown of the Day, let me break it down, is because, one, he's loyal to a party that he can't ever see anything wrong with anything that they've done. Even when he says they've done something wrong, he'll still say it's better than what the people on the other side are doing. So he can deal with it. Two, I got to talk about his statement that Black people can't be MAGA. Now, I'm going to help him out a little bit. Let's understand this. Let's understand that when you say Black, it means just that, Black. But Black in America can be Jamaican, Haitian, Nigerian. Black people are here from all over the world. So specifically, which group within the group of the group is he talking about? And that's the flaw in his statement, which is, so you're telling me if I am Nigerian and I come into this country in 2025 and Donald Trump is the president of the United States and he's MAGA, and I'm grateful that I'm allowed to be in this country and get a job and provide for myself, and if I have a family, provide for them as well. You're telling me they can't be MAGA? They're black. So D.L. Hughley, obviously, he didn't have the time to dig into that nuance. And that is why the statement was unnecessary in the first place. But also, I know, because I'll take a little bit of it back. I know because he's a comedian and he's been in front of crowds and he can think on his feet. I know he could have said it better. And I don't think that he wants to stand on what he said. But see, as comedians, they don't like to backpedal. They don't like to apologize, blah, blah, blah. But it was dumb. Now, if he had said, hey, if you are descendants of slaves in this country, I don't understand why you'd be MAGA, because from his perspective, you're voting and standing with people that are against your best interests. Okay. He can make an argument for that, maybe. But that's not what he said. What he said was, if you're black, you can't be MAGA. And again, you could be first generation, second generation, and share the same skin tone as D.L. Hughley, but your parents' parents came here from St. Croix, and for all intents and purposes, when people see you in the street, they think you're black. When you're at work, they think you're black. When you're buying a home and they see you, they label you as black, until maybe you show your flag or you talk about your origins. But for all intents and purposes, people think you are black when you have darker skin tone, melanin. And so what does D.L. Hughley mean? You can't be MAGA if you're black. He should have been more specific. He should have been far more specific. But see, he piggybacked off of Don Lemon, who, let's face it, is a bobblehead for the left, who makes statement after statement that makes you think to yourself, this guy, like, did he get dropped on his head as a child? Or... And so D.L. Hughley is being interviewed by TMZ, and yet again, like he does on many other platforms, he makes an ass of himself. Because there are people who are black and they don't in any way, shape, or form, not only are they not aligned with people like D.L. Hughley politically, but also culturally. See, I have friends that share the same skin tone as I do, but some of them are from Dominica, the Dominican Republic, St. Croix, Africa, Europe, different parts of the world. And what you find out is that although the idea of them being black and they express it may be a thing, culturally, politically, there's often a misalignment. There's often disagreement. And come on, D.L. Hughley's from one of the most diverse places in America, California. So he's got to know this. He's got to know what African American legislators are fighting for in California right now. And the segmentation of what is black and how certain groups are being disenfranchised. And it's been that way historically, as they are descendants of slaves in America. And then you have others. But even if a descendant of slaves wanted to be MAGA, who is D.L. Hughley to say who someone can support and not? After all, he's just a comedian. Why does his opinion matter? And look, I think anybody and everybody should be able to share their political perspectives whenever, however they desire to. But because you get to do that, people also get to say that that was dumb as hell what you said, that they disagree, on and on. And so I don't think that people take D.L. Hughley seriously at this point. He's funny as hell. Excuse me. But excuse me. But I don't think that anyone is taking him seriously, even Democrats. I think they use him whenever they want someone black to talk about people who are black. And D.L. Hughley, he'll talk about not just black people, he'll talk about white people as well. But typically the white people he's going to talk about are the people that his team has decided are the enemy. He kind of plays it safe. To be honest. He plays it safe. And this is a guy who shouldn't have said what he said because it was completely dumb. But I give him a little leeway simply because I know that TMZ wants quick feedback when they ask you a question, and they're really not in the business of having deep thinkers come onto their platform. They look for the most shit for brains individuals to come on their platform and talk about bullshit. They're just being honest. They just bullshit over and over and over again. There's nothing positive that anyone can pull from TMZ. Nothing. You want gossip, you want drama, you want whatever the devil and his demons got going on. It's right there on TMZ. With D.L. Hughley, no. D.L. Hughley, question. This is the question for D.L. Hughley. Why would anybody be a Democrat? Huh? Why would anybody vote for Kamala? Huh? These are questions. Why? Why should anybody listen to what you've got to say about who somebody supports? Listen, D.L. Hughley is rich. He's a rich black man in America. And what I've noticed is the more money you give these people, the more they get out of touch with reality, and they break the cardinal sins of humanity, which is trying to tell another adult who, what, when, and where they need to be. That's a no. It's a cardinal rule he breaks. But when you follow somebody like Don Lemon, who he's backing up, that's kind of what you fall into. You fall into a pit of hell that is you can't get out of. And so he can say, you know, if you're black, like Biden did. Biden said, if you support Donald Trump, you're not black. and Trump says, oh well, if why continue to support the Democratic Party? What have they done for you? Try me out. Like, people are playing on the idea of what black is. It's like, it's not that simple. And so I have personally come across black men. I haven't seen a black woman yet with the description I'm going to outline, but I've never seen a black woman like I've seen black men in public with a MAGA hat on. I've had black men actually come up to me with a MAGA hat on. And I don't know the backstory of these individuals. One could have been, as I said earlier, Nigerian. The other could have been from South America. I don't know. Could have been mixed, black and white. Could have been Jewish and black. I don't know. You don't know. And so D.L. Hughley is once again proving why the Democrats lost last year. And while they'll probably be kicking and screaming in 2028, this is not a good strategy. It's not a good strategy to come out and say dumb shit. He should have said something funny. And, you know, in fact, the problem is he should have used his joke writers to write what the fuck he was going to say on TMZ. And maybe it would have come out better. Maybe that would have fucking helped him. But D.L. Hughley, you're not a freestyler. Don't come off the cuff with your talking points. You're going to look like an idiot. And especially agreeing with Don Lemon. But see, you know, these are the rich black folks who want to tell regular black folks how to think, what's cool, who to be, how to be, accept this. They want you to accept the rules that they've been told that they need to accept, that they want to keep getting those checks. They don't give a damn about you. And they can't save everyone around them that look like them, can they? Would they? Why haven't they? Oh, because, you know, my family, D.L. Hughley may say something like, oh, I got some cousins who are MAGA. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe some of his family members he's talking to. Maybe some of his family members who are black, and he's like, he knows that they're MAGA, and he's pissed because he hasn't been able to convince them that they should be listening to him because he's the richest in the family. And so he's upset that they're independent thinkers and they want to do what they want to do. He can't control them. I think he has an issue with control or something. I think a lot of these people do. But anyway, maybe you agree with Dale Hughley, maybe you don't. But if you're going to agree with him, be specific. Saying black people is the stupidest shit ever. Be specific. That's all I'm saying. Be specific. Black what? People have been here for generations as Black Americans, African Americans. Anyway, if you agree with him, please share your thoughts in the comment section. If you disagree with him, please share. Please like, subscribe, and share. And as always, until next time.